How you will solve distributed transaction problem in microservice architecture. When saving one part of data in microservice 1 moves to the microservice 2 for saving the another part, and moves to the microservice 3 to save the third part. And all of a sudden microservice 3 denies. There is an exception in microservice 3rd. So how you will undo the data from microservice 2 and from the microservice 1? This is our requirement, and you will find the practical working solution for this problem. So basically this is not a video, basically this is a video continuation in a series in what we are trying to achieve this major problem. Since it is a long problem, that's why I divided this into the multiple video. So exactly, let's give a 1 minute of overview what exactly I'm saying. So let's suppose you create one order in microservice and you save the data in the database. Now you move this to another microservice, and let's say it is validating the stock, that whether you have the enough quantity of that product is not. And if the product is valid, then it will move to the another microservice. It can be anything. But what if that microservice does not have enough quantity? So it will say invalid. So in that case, you have to revert the code, revert the data which you have already entered in the order microservices. So this is exactly my requirement is. But this video, as I said, this is a series of continuation. So in what, first of all, we'll just create the basic implementation involved. Two microservice would be interacting. The order microservice will do, and then validate order will do in another microservice. So let's start with a practical example. Although the code is available to the GitHub repository, let me have a look. Here you are. So this is the code which is available. You will find a zip file in what all three actually microservices are there. Two microservices and one actually bus. And this is my RabbitMQ instance. Or you might be wondering that what exactly this localhost 1562. In my previous video, I already shown you that how you can configure the RabbitMQ at local end, and the other softwares as well, which you are have to install before you continue. So let's start with the practical implementation. So at first, what I'm going to do, I will create a new project. Let's create a class library at first. Click on this next, and I'm going to name this let's say RabbitMQ. Okay, RabbitMQ. And let me provide the location as well. That's the location. Click on create. Maybe I can provide code one more level. So at first we are actually creating our RabbitMQ bus and RabbitMQ messages, and then we will create microservice 1 and microservice 2. Here you can see I have the number of steps which I have added, because there are a number of steps. So first step is creation of RabbitMQ project. So once you create the RabbitMQ project, you will see right now it is empty. Maybe you can get rid of this class as well. So first thing, let's create another project, another class library. Let's name it RabbitMQ maybe message. So it will have the messages. Okay. So it says once you have created the RabbitMQ project, you have to import the namespaces. So let's open this and edit proj file. Just to save the file, I'm not installing from the NuGet. That rather I'm going to copy them as it is. Okay, so the mass transit, ASP.NET Core, mass transit, RabbitMQ. These are the three packages you need. So once you have created RabbitMQ project, create RabbitMQ project. Okay, and then add these namespaces. And also, yeah, there is no need of in that class. Now let's first of all create your message. Message means which message, which model actually do you want to pass from one microservice to another microservice. So for that, let's get the code quickly from the GitHub one by one. So the first file you need your data. So where it is? This one. So let's create this file in .NET, add new class, and was I order message. and paste the data here. Oh, sorry. Paste the data here. So you have now order message. Now what next? See the steps one by one. So you have to add bus and const. Okay. So this is done. You are done with this stuff. I'm also at the same time I'm segregating the data as well. And now move to this RabbitMQ, and it says you need to import this bus constants and RabbitMQ bus. So let's first import this RabbitMQ bus. Copy the class name, add new class, paste it here, and this is the class. I'll talk about this class in a bit. Let me first of all copy this, and next you need these constants. Right click, add new class, enter the constants. We have the constants. Copy these, paste it here. So when I last time configured our RabbitMQ server, so this is the URL localhost, which is the default one, and the guest and guest are the password for this website. If I just log in into this guest and guest, I'll be able to log into this. Here you can see I have these exchanges, queues, etc., which exist currently. So this is the URL, this is the password, and this is the order queue in what we will send our data. So now let's configure our bus. So bus is nothing. It says at first just import the namespace you must have, because now you have entered the or added the packages of mass transit. Okay, now it is just configuring the bus, and after that it is expecting the URL and the username and the password. So you have successfully configured the RabbitMQ bus. You have successfully created the iOrder message. This is something which you want to use as a communication medium, communication message. So you're done. Now what is the third step, or I should say next step? Let's create a microservice, the first microservice, and should be easy one. Click on this create new project and create ASP.NET Core web application this time, and click on next, and you can name it order ms, that means order microservice. Click on next or create, and then choose the empty maybe API one, so that would be easy for us, and see what next steps is are. Our next step is create RabbitMQ message project we have already created. Now create local NuGet package. Okay, one important thing which I should do it now. See, these are the two, you can say, the class libraries you have created, but these two class libraries will be used between microservice 1 and microservice 2. That means they need the reference of those. Now since you have separately created them, so how you going to use them? So what I will do, I'll create the local NuGet package for this. So how to do this? So first of all, go to the properties of the class library and go to the package one. Here are the steps, or so many options you can do, but right now I'm just going to select this one, generate NuGet package on build. Now next, go to the message one as well, because this is also you need. Go to the package one and generate NuGet package. So once you have selected these two items, now when you will build this, let's say I'm building this also. Now if I build this, you will see in the bin folder for both of the project, a local NuGet package will be created automatically. So in the bin, in the debug, so here you are. So in the YouTube Saga, maybe here, I can say, I can create a new folder and name it local system NuGets. Anything you can name it. Excuse me. So this is RabbitMQ 1.0. Now similarly, one folder containing for this RabbitMQ message, and go into the bin. debug, copy the NuGet package, paste it here. So now you have the NuGet package. Now when you have created this order microservice, at first what you have to do, just remove the unnecessary files like this weather forecast, also the controller. We just need the empty one, everything. Now after that, go to your tools and NuGet package console, package manage settings. So here you have to provide the source of your local NuGet packages as well. So click on this update, and I'm saying my package source is, you can name it anything like local system NuGet 1. And where is your location? My location is this. And browse this and provide this location. Click on select. Once you added this location, now if you go into the manage NuGet package, so you will see there is one more thing. You can see local sys NuGet 1. So when I click this and click on this browse, these are the two NuGet packages which we created. So you have to first install both the packages. Okay, once you have installed the reference of those two, yeah, it is still installing. Accept this. Once you have installed, go to the edit proj file. Here you are, we have the reference. And now what is my next step is create local NuGet package. We have create order one, and same you have to provide the reference here as well. You have the ASP.NET Core and RabbitMQ, and add the local NuGet packages. So we have added the local NuGet packages as well. So now your microservice 1 is almost ready as far as packages parts are concerned. So now create an empty API controller. Let's name it order controller. Click on create. Now come back to our RabbitMQ. This Git tutorial, and there are three files. One is your order controller, one is order model, and this is startup files. So these three entries you have to do. So let's create first of all our controller. So this is a simple method we will understand in a second. So it is still creating. Okay, so paste it here. So this is your method, and also you have to import the dependency as well, so that you can call the method of RabbitMQ. After that, provide the dependency or namespaces. Okay, now you need the what we say order model, and for that we have this order model. So let's create another folder. Actually, at first let's name it view model, and after that create another class and name it order model. So this is your model, and in what you can see we have few properties. So let's suppose these are the properties. Okay, so you have order ID, product name, card number, user ID. So we'll make use of these properties as our video progresses. Now back to your controller. Now you have the order model, so provide the namespace. Now also you need the bus constant and iOrder message, but you can see we do not have. But you remember we have provided the reference of that two class libraries. One was the constant one. You can see here we have created this bus constant. Here we have created iOrder message. This is a separate project. This is another project. But since we are now making use of the local NuGet packages, we can simply import this. Here we are. So now you have order controller, order model. Now at last, the simplest step in what you have to do the configuration of your RabbitMQ. So go to your startup file and copy these lines. Now paste it here, provide the namespace. Now what it is saying, just a second. Okay. It is saying configure bus. Which configure bus? So this configure bus is basically, here we have this configure bus. In what we have this username and the password. And why I have done this, you must have now idea. See, if you have multiple microservices, so in each microservice you have to write the configuration of the RabbitMQ. So instead of writing the configuration in each and every single microservices, you have created the shared RabbitMQ bus kind of thing, in what at once only you have to provide the configuration, and next in each microservice you just have to call this method. You do not need to provide the credentials. So let's say you are moving from another environment to another environment, you do not need to copy the code in every microservice, rather at one place you have to do. So now you have configured your microservice. Now build this, and it should build successfully. Okay, we have. Now open your Visual Studio 2019 once again. Create another project. Create another ASP.NET Core project. And this is basically your second microservice. So I can name it like stock MS and provide the same path, although you can provide any path. So it will create API 1. Yes, the same one, API 1. Now let's back to our steps. What our steps are? Our step says create the order. Okay, we have created view model, create controller. Sorry. Now create card MS, or you can name it anything. So add the NuGet packages. Okay. So at first we have to provide the NuGet package. So let's go to this stock MS, and first of all delete this weather forecast. Also delete this controller and open this file, edit proj1, paste your two references, mass transit and ASP.NET Core or RabbitMQ. Now go to your manage NuGet package and get the reference of both the packages from the local one. So click on this RabbitMQ message. It will give you the I order message reference, and this is the configuration of your RabbitMQ bus. Again, it will ask to accept the terms and conditions. It should ask in any moment. Okay, it has not asked this time. Let it be. And now you have the NuGet packages. After that, what next? Next step is add the consumer. Now you have the producer in the microservice one. Now you have to create the consumer one. And for the consumer one, this is my consumer one, and this is my ms2 starter file. So let's first create a consumer. You can name it anything, but what you should do as it is, we'll see. Paste it here and copy the class. Okay, now you have the I order message here as well. Press the control dot so that you can access that message. This is the I consumer, what I was telling, that you can name it your consumer anything, but this you have to inherit from this I consumer and provide the same method or same message type. So here let's put a breakpoint. In a bit we'll see are we getting the message or not. Go to your startup file. This is your second microservice startup file, and you have to provide the same configurations here. Now here you will notice, first let's import the namespace. RabbitMQ, yes, we have that one as well. So see, we are still doing the configure bus. That means we are not doing the same code again, rather we are just simply calling. So in case in live environment, when you have multiple microservices, you can simply make use of this method. Now we are saying receive endpoint. That means we are telling this there is a order queue and the name is validate order queue. So in the microservice one, you will see in the controller we are using the same order queue. So we gonna send the data to this queue, and this queue will automatically will be created as in this environment. So once it is created, after that, another thing we are saying that here is a consumer one. So add this consumer. So order validate, this is your consumer and this is your sender. So I think let's run the application and test. At first, are we getting messages from one microservice to another microservice after doing these configurations? And also run the stock ms, which is your second microservice. So this is the example we will continue throughout the series. So we will keep adding our another class libraries, because our end goal is to achieve how we can solve the distributed transaction issue. So right now I'm just passing the data from one microservice to another microservice, and later on I'll forcefully fail something and will revert the data to microservice one, and that is using the Saga state machines. So we'll see after completion of this. So at first you have to run both the applications. Once they are running, open your Postman. Also you can check it from the Swagger as well. So I am checking with this Postman. So what is your URL of the order ms? It is 44336, and this is the post type. This is your body. I selected raw JSON, and these are the 4 parameters, and these are my 4 parameters. And out of these 4 parameters, I'm just passing 3 values: order ID, product name, and card number. So this is same we created this. So let's press the send button. Could not get any response. Just a second, let me restart this once again. I just want to verify the URL is correct. It's 44376. Yeah, it's 44376. And let's verify the URL, complete URL. So it says API, then slash controller, that means order, and then slash create order. So API slash order slash create order. We should have the working breakpoint here. So here is an endpoint. So if I can just show you the endpoint, here you will see the URL. So it says RabbitMQ localhost, and this is your queue name. Now click on this F5 to send the data, and you will see this is indicating that the stock microservice 2 has received the data. So if I check in the data, what we have, the three properties: the order ID, the payment card number, and the test product number. So this is something, the basic one or the start one, where we have in the first video we have configured the RabbitMQ at Windows locally. Now we have seen how we can pass the data from one microservice to another. Now we will add our Saga state machines in here, and then we will achieve that how to solve the distribution transaction problem. So this is it for the video, and let's continue in the second video. So hope you have liked the video and understood what our requirement is. So I'll be waiting for your feedback. Your feedback is really important to me, and thank you for being at Coding Friday. And yeah, important one, kindly subscribe this video, and this is something which motivates me. So it is highly important that you subscribe or comment or like the video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.